For decades, the religious landscape was a slow-moving sea. Now, the current has shifted. The altarless aren't just growing, they're accelerating. It's a mass migration out of the pews. Today, the nuns are the new American mainstream. The era of the altarless traveler has officially arrived. Those stats represent what I call the Altarless Traveler. It's a term I coined with the help of AI and Ralph Waldo Emerson's vocabulary to describe the spiritual wandering of our age. It's for those of us who are still searching for the divine, but only in places where it might still be found. And if you want to know what it looks like in real time, here's part of my story. For 20 years, my camera roll has become a graveyard of sacred spaces. I've wandered from Paris to Pompeii, not as a seeker, but as a tourist. I was there for the craft. It is the most beautiful art we've ever made. But I noticed a pattern. We were a crowd of hundreds, all holding up smartphones, admiring the shell of the thing, while in the front row, 6 or 7 people held a service. It hit me. This isn't a living community. It's a museum. We're treating modern churches like they're the pyramids, monuments to a civilization that isn't quite here anymore. Today, we're looking at the numbers of the decline and why this emptiness might be an invitation to something bigger. It starts at the very beginning. In the year 2000, 1 million infants were baptized into the faith. Today, that number has plummeted to 490,000. That is a 51% drop in just one generation. The gate to the institution is physically closing. For those on the inside, the connection is fraying. Look at the retention rate. While 80% of our elders identify as Christian, that connection has dropped to barely half for the next generation. We are watching a 30-point collapse in real time. Attendance? It's dropped to 24%, 1 in 4. The Sunday obligation is now a Sunday option, and confession is becoming a ghost story. Nearly half of Catholics say they simply never go. Marriage also reveals just how much has changed. In 1970, to be married in the church was almost imperative, and today, only 18% of marriages are performed within the church. Total Catholic marriages have simply plummeted. Lastly, take a look at religious vocations. In 1975, nuns were the silent labor force behind the church. Today, that workforce has evaporated, and it's getting smaller, faster. The real crisis is the clock. Leadership is graying out. For every 1 young priest entering, 4 are over 70. I lived these numbers. My children were baptized Catholic. They attended Catholic school in Texas. They received their first communion in Europe. And I remember them in Thailand as altar servers, small figures in white robes, carrying the cross and swinging the incense. I thought I was passing down a torch that would never go out. But when my children told me they no longer believed, I was shocked. I felt like I had failed a test I didn't know I was even taking. But that's going to be for a future video, because I know there's a lot of parents who've stood in my shoes and have felt the way I felt. But I feel different now. My own father was a lifelong Catholic, but I was with him in the ICU when he refused a rosary, and at the very end, he refused last rites. It caught me completely off guard. He didn't want the ritual. He wanted the peace of his own conscience. Even at the finish line, the ancient scripts are losing their grips. We're told that if we leave the ancient books, we leave meaning behind. But look at the universe. We can map our own genetics. We can watch the birth of stars. Is the Big Bang less miraculous than a story in Genesis? Is the mystery of consciousness less sacred because it isn't written in Latin? Maybe the churches are emptying right now because the sacred has moved outside their doors. If you're wondering now, You're not lost, you're just traveling. And you are not alone. Believe me, you are not alone. Please like and subscribe. Next week we're going to ask, is science killing religion, or did religion just fail to keep up with the times? And thank you. Tell me in the comments, what do you miss most? I'll see you on the trail.